이 위대한 구원. 크로스포인트 주니어 처치에서 전해드리는 이 시간, 담당의 Darin Pantley 형제입니다.
Hi, this is Darin Pantley from Crosspoint Bible Church. Protesters recently gathered in cities around our country for the No Kings rally. Democrats said they were showing up to express dissent against an out-of-control administration. Republicans referred to the protests as Hate America rallies and warned they would likely attract Antifa, Marxist, and Hamas sympathizers. But it wasn't an event hosted by any political party. All kinds of people showed up, representing a variety of concerns, largely revolving around the Bill of Rights and our Constitution. Of the 7 million protesters who showed up, nearly 250,000 of them were here in Chicago. Once the protests were over, some Republicans joked that they must have been a success because we don't have a king. We still have a president. The news is dominated by politics these days, with everyone voicing an opinion about how our government should be run. It's understandable because having a functional government is really useful. The government is supposed to maintain peace, offer public services, protect individual rights, and maintain a functioning economy. That's why we have laws and a justice department, police, and the military. The government gives us roads to drive on and sewers to flush our toilets into. In emergencies, we can dial 911 and expect someone to show up. When times get tough, there's a social safety net. Aspects of our government protect our freedom of speech, religion, and personal privacy. And it provides the money we use in our competitive, capitalist economy. Clearly, our government impacts us all. However, Pastor Rick Warren once warned, "People who don't know God make government God. The highest thing they can think of to make the world a better place is not the church, it's not God, it's government." And Pastor Gary Grogan wrote, "We are already seeing the people of God elevating a social and political distinctive over their spiritual identity. As a result, they will continue to have conflicting opinions regarding the message of the gospel." What does God have to do with any of this anyways? Does the Christian church even care about these issues? Should it? The issue of immigration is a good example, since ICE has been very busy tracking down undocumented, illegal immigrants left and right. We expect our government to provide a controlled immigration system to prioritize the needs of citizens, so we don't overwhelm our infrastructure, so citizens and immigrants can find good jobs, and so we keep out bad people like terrorists, gang members, and spies. If you crack open a Bible and read the book of Leviticus, you'll find God's advice. When a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am the Lord your God. That sounds like a loving God to me. But we could just as easily flip to a different part of our Bible and find verses that talk about the consequences that come from not following the law. For it is written, "Submit yourselves for the Lord's sake to every human authority." At the end of the day, when Jesus returns, he's not going to ask you if you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, or just an exhausted American trying to make it through the day. But he will notice how you're treating people, because he loves the citizens, the permanent residents, the people here on visas, and the undocumented people. He loves the people sneaking across the border and the people sitting on a plane getting deported right now. He even loves the people outside of our borders who aren't Americans at all. So, regardless of where you stand on the political issues, where do you stand on the love issues? How are you planning to love them as yourself, like people created in the image of God?
지금까지 크로스포인트 주니어 처치에서 전해드렸습니다. 언어와 문화의 장벽을 없애고 실시간 동시 통역이 제공되는 크로스포인트 주니어 처치의 주일 예배 시간은 오전 11시이며 교회에 대한 안내는 847-212-6775로 문의해 주시길 바랍니다.